Hi, friends, and welcome to the New Scientist, where I will be talking about the latest news in the world, ranging from business, sport, scientific, and everything you want to explore here with Daily Favorite Podcast.
Real Life on Mars. The First City on Mars by Justin Hollander. Space travel holds a mystic for humanity that few other areas of exploration do, and beyond the moon, Mars is seen as the next step. The red planet has come to signify opportunity in our era of polycrisis. In fact, Mars has become a fixation for many, including space entrepreneur and Twitter owner Elon Musk. His vision of the future includes sending SpaceX rockets full of colonizers to Mars by 2050. But can we really set up a new civilization on a distant planet? Just how difficult this will be is made all too clear in a new book by Justin Hollander, an urban planner at Tufts University in Massachusetts. The First City on Mars, an urban planner's guide to setting the red planet, is a bit of an odd proposition. At first, it seems like an academic book, but it's very readable and has a cover that looks like it belongs on a 1960s science fiction novella. Hollander is a series planner, however, and over 12 chapters and scores of subjections, he sets out what we are up against if we want to live on Mars. Luckily, aliens are not on his list. Hollander outlines how, in the 1960s, the Mariner 4 mission to Mars sent back 21 images of the planet's surface. Unlike sci fi of the time, which imagined a planet with civilizations and networks of canals, the barren landscapes it showed revealed challenges of an entirely different nature. Now, the James Webb Space Telescope is giving us even more detail. So, arriving on Mars, there will be lots of work to get done. Hollander's planned conurbation, which he calls Aleph, the first letter of the Hebrew alphabet and the early letter from which the Greeks derived their alpha, is sited at Utopia Planitia. This is a large plain within Utopia, thought to be the largest impact basin on Mars and the site from which the Viking 2 lander began its exploration of the red planet in 1976. It cannot be a coincidence that the flagship craft of several Star Trek series were constructed in shipyards orbiting this location. Of course, the story will be brutally different for the colonizers. The first city on Mars will be largely underground, writes Hollander, facing up to the reality of harmful radiation at the planet's surface. Hollander envisions Aleph as having three sunken structures for living and working, each roughly 100 meters across and covered by a dome. This cluster would form a triangle around a communications and life support hub. To the north, there would be a dozen more golf ball like domes to shield vehicle storage, greenhouses, mining hubs, and more from the radiation. Alep's citizens could shuttle around the city using rover paths on the surface, though traffic is presumably expected to be light. Planning, pragmatism, and skepticism may explain why Hollander keeps highlighting the enormous challenges involved in getting to and then safely inhabiting the red planet. He stresses how much the idea remains a dream by comparing it with the effort required to support life on the International Space Station, which orbits 400 kilometers above Earth's surface. Around 2,500 square meters of solar panels pointed directly at the sun are needed to power the station, on which up to 30 people can live in a space the size of a UK football field. Compared with the ISS, the idea of inhabiting Mars anytime soon seems rather far fetched. Hollander admits that the first streets may be decades from being laid out, but this hasn't stopped several governments in richer countries from preparing for a real long term human presence on Mars. Such a move would be a giant leap for humankind. Still, in writing this book, Hollander is banking on us having heard that once before.
Thank you for listening to the new scientists. We hope we provided a useful information and we'll see you in the next podcast.